Hello everybody. My reflections about last night was it was a unique experience for me last night. Hosting the webinar. As of late, I've really come in touch with my split inside me. Making a right racket around here, aren't they? Yeah, it's a miserable day. It's raining and we should be getting rained off, I think. Yeah, so last night was another, this every time we have these webinars, it's unprecedented experience. What we ultimately what we can have, we can come and share the full truth, including the good and the bad, and that is something that I push myself to do. And as of late, I've really come to notice the difference within the splits of me. I've become more aware of my triggers and more aware when I'm under even the slightest acute triggers and reactions, coping mechanisms that kick in. I'm becoming more subtle and more sensitive to them, and I'm using the webinars, using the group, the authentic group, to come and share my experience, because I've learned that I speak to the protester in me. I call it the 3-year-old child, and basically the 3-year-old child never had justice as a kid, and he's scared to pop his head out the cupboard because his experience of protesting was devastating. He would be abandoned, sent to his room, and all the people around would be upset with him, and it would cause doom and gloom, isolation and abandonment. And I've really become more and more in tune with that. I can sit before the webinar and have a conversation with that, which I was triggered. I was triggered yesterday, and the 3-year-old was protesting, didn't want to proceed, didn't want to do the webinar. It was my first webinar on my own, so I think that had a little bit of influence. So I really sat down before the webinar and I spoke to the 3-year-old, and I figured out what he wanted. He wanted to protest. He wanted to protest in the webinar. So I began the webinar. I explained the process I'm going through to the gentleman, and then expressed my 3-year-old child. That was received, accepted, and that was just another lift, another shift, another lift. All the men in the group was aware of this, aware of our devil on our shoulder. But I know that it's very important for me to be able to come and have that little child heard. It's a missing stage of development as a child. Like at the age of 2, children develop the awareness that we are separate from our mums, and in this separation we go through a development stage of saying no and defining our boundaries. This is a healthy process that we go through, but obviously my mum and dad, being stressed out and being, just needing me to kick into line, have messed this stage up, which has arrested this state. It's a state of arrestment. The 3-year-old is stuck in this development stage. So instead of growing up and protesting healthily about things, I hide it until the point where I'm pushed, backed in the corner, and then this protest is a hard tantrum. It's more unhealthy. It's what you say. It's more. It's out of balance, and it comes with a lot of rage, and plus it's not just the 3-year-old. Obviously, you go through life with this arrested state, holding things in, bottling things in, and then next minute it takes to the point where you break, you're backed into a corner, and you let this unleash. And because you're letting this unleash, this arrested state, it comes out with such viciousness that it destructs everything. So it develops the brain, it develops the knowing that this state causes me to be abandoned every time, guaranteed. So that is why it is never heard, and it's so suppressed inside us. Such a massive development for me. You know, I always knew that I had the dialogue and the devil on the shoulder, which was holding me back. But to be able to have a conversation with it is just it's like a big find. I think it's a big internal find. So that was the one of the benefits of last night's webinar. 6 minutes, and I know you can only post the video for 6 minutes on WhatsApp, so I'm going to leave it there. I did have more to say. You know, maybe I'll make another video about last night's webinar. All the men in the group loved all your shares. It was a great webinar. You know, getting to know you more and more. So thank you all. Thank you for listening to me and accepting me and not abandoning my 3-year-old child. And